How do I do this? Darn it. Can't get the right nut. There we go. All right. Ready to go, folks. This is Poindexter Boinkerton, not Bill Bostic, Poindexter Boinkerton here today with the Gazette Morning Update. It's Monday, March 26, 2018, and I'm dressed like this and to acknowledge the murder mystery. We had 2 murders over the weekend in Linglestown, and they were resolved. I had a role in it as the town's computer nerd. Poindexter Boinkerton. I run the computer shop over on North Mountain Road. I fix computers. I know everything about everyone because I download their hard drives and I check through everything. So that's what this is all about, folks. And you'll have a chance, believe it or not, to experience the murder mystery that we put on over at Springgate in the Village. The fine folks over at Springgate in the Village, just across the street from St. Thomas Roasters. This is the second time we did it, and we're going to be doing it again this coming October. So look for that announcement. I would guess that will be announced sometime in the summer. The tickets always seem to sell out. So again, that's the murder mystery at Springgate in the Village. And we have George Kunkle checking in from North Carolina. Welcome, George, aboard. Well, you and I guess 3 or 4 other people. I'm scaring some people away. The number's dropping. But you have tapped into the Gazette Morning Update for Monday, March 26th. Have a action-packed show for you this morning all about local news. And we're going to actually start out with an information item that's more national, but certainly has local impact. And that is just a carryover from the last couple of weeks with the shooting deaths at a Florida school where 17 children and staff members were unfortunately perished with a gunfire from a semi-automatic weapon from someone who was mentally ill. That's my take on it. And overnight or yesterday, that got back in the news in a big way, really over the weekend. I saw on Friday, doing my regular job, that there was a school superintendent in Pennsylvania that armed classrooms with buckets of river rocks to throw at people that might break in. And the latest update out of this school district, which is like out west of Linglestown, off the turnpike, the Blue Mountain exit, something like that. I believe that's where it's at. They are now paying to have some security at the schools as a result of all the hubbub from that announcement from the superintendent. And then yesterday, former United States Senator Rick Santorum got into the mix by saying that, forget these silly gun laws. Our students should learn how to do CPR, something to that effect. He was making an argument that students have to take action, figure out what they're going to do, and not rely on gun laws. So, interesting. And now that all peels back to Central Dauphin School District and what our school district is doing. It just so happens our school district is meeting tonight at school board. So I'm not sure. We'll take a look at the agenda here in a moment. But it seems to me that we do not have enough money. We're not going to be able to tax people enough to turn our schools into fortresses. I don't think that's going to happen. I also don't think, just as an editorial comment, that we can pass any law that's going to outlaw guns or semi-automatic weapons or whatever. We can pass them and take a stand, but it's not going to eliminate them. So we, as a society, have to figure out what we're going to do. Our schools, I don't think, want to be prisons. And statistically, when you take a look at these events that have happened and that get much publicity whenever there's a school shooting, which is a terrible thing. No one wants to see that happen. But when it happens, realize that the statistical odds of that happening at any school building in the United States is so tiny. It's tiny, tiny, tiny. So I'm not saying that we shouldn't do anything. I'm saying I don't know what we're going to do. There's no easy solution. River rocks aren't going to do it. Gun laws probably aren't going to do it. Security and turning our schools into fortresses probably isn't going to do it. So what are we going to do? And here's what I'm going to throw out to you. Is it worthwhile setting up a forum that the Linglestown Gazette would put together? Maybe we would have a school official or two there. We would have some public safety officials there. We would have a lawmaker there. And we just get together for an evening in a very civil way and talk about this. Because there is a lot of fear in our society. And I think we as a citizens have to figure out what we're going to do. What risks are we willing to take? So that's my question. I don't have the answer. I'm not suggesting I do. I'm saying, should we get together as a community and talk about it? That's the question. Put it in the comments. If you're interested, you would take time away from the TV or your phone to sit down with a group of your fellow citizens here in Central Dauphin School District and talk about that. Let me know in the comments, okay? So that's topic number 1 today. I'm going to be linking up for you. There's a very interesting article on Penn Live about, last week I talked about the new 10th Congressional District that we're going to be in. Right now we're in the 11th Congressional District, represented by United States Representative Lou Barletta, who's running for U.S. Senate. So, but now we're in a district that is a new one, a new configuration, and United States Representative Scott Perry of York County is running for that seat along with a list of Democrats. And I mentioned that last week. I will link up on the show notes this article so you can read about it. The Democrats got together in the city of Harrisburg yesterday to sort of figure out, just to get a look at these candidates that are running for the nomination on the Democratic side to run against Representative Scott Perry. So no more on that. Just I'll provide a link. And by the way, I forgot. This fine hyperlocal newscast is brought to you by the folks over at Consolidated Insurance Services. Consolidated Insurance Services. Blaze that in your brain. Over on Jonestown Road, 6109, you'll see the Erie Insurance sign out in front of their home. It's really a former home, now their office. It's run by David Jones of the greater Linglestown area. And then also, this is brought to you by there's two 105th legislative district candidates that are supporting this show. These are the people that are running to succeed Representative Ron Marsico. On the Democratic side, we have Eric Epstein. On the Republican side, supporting this show is Adam Klein. Okay? So we'd like to thank those two candidates for their support. Moving on. Number 3. Number 3 is an important, fun thing. I've talked about serious things now. Let's have some fun, okay? And the fun here. This is fun. This is what my character did on in the murder mystery. I told people I had invented a new spinner. All right, here's the old-fashioned spinner. Let me get you the new one. This is amazing. What I showed people is, you think, what is this? It looks like a shoestring. It's not. It's a spinner, folks. It's a spinner. Look at this. You wrap it around your finger, you hold it up, and it just spins. Spins right. It's supposed to spin right off. There it goes. I did it poorly. I'll do it one more time. I'm selling these for $9.99. Look for the infomercial and also QVC time frame. Like right off. I can do that all night long. That's what my character at the murder mystery did. Invented a new spinner. Isn't that amazing? But here's the fun thing. That was fun. Let's look at more fun things to do. This coming early October 6th, I believe it is, a Saturday, I am working with the Gazette's lifestyle mystery guy. You've seen some of those articles on Facebook, Twitter, and also the website. Our lifestyle mystery writer, we are putting together a one-day wine tasting tour to one of the better Finger Lakes up in New York State. This is called Kunkle Lake. Look it up, folks. Keuka. Kunkle Lake. The lake, and I've showed it. I won't get it today, but I've showed you. It's like a Y, and the place it's beautiful. It has a wonderful small town that we're going to be eating at. It's going to be Hammondsport, New York. Look that up. I'll have a link. And also probably three lovely wineries that I've tested several times during my trips up to Kunkle Lake. I actually wanted to get a cabin or some sort of cottage at Kunkle Lake and opted for something closer. It's about a 3-hour drive, something like that. October 6th, watch for details. The seats will go fast because on October 6th, we're probably going to be in the middle of fall foliage, hopefully. I can't predict that for sure. But I was up there one year during fall foliage season, and that area is just beautiful. October 6th, still warm, still lovely. What a time to go and spend with your neighbors, tasting some wine, kicking back, watching some great scenery. That's coming up October 6th, so watch for details on that. Where are we at with our show here? I think time's evaporating. Still 5 minutes to go. A lot of show left to go. All right. Also, I want to give you an update what's coming down the pike here at Linglestown Gazette this week. Going to be writing a story about a little bit of a mix-up happening with Lower Paxton Township fire companies, our volunteer fire companies. They are working it out, but I will be reporting on that. And before I go any further, let me tell you, we are blessed, truly blessed in this township to have three volunteer fire companies. Volunteer! Now, some of our tax dollars go toward that, our local tax dollars, but I can tell you what, at any point one of those volunteer fire companies go down, our taxes are going up, folks. These beyond keeping our lives safe, our volunteers are saving our community a ton of money, and these people are highly, highly dedicated. I'm very familiar with the Linglestown Fire Company. I'm a member of their social club, not the fire company's social club, but one tied to the fire company, one that supports the fire company. And good morning, Rebecca. Good seeing you. And also Becki, Ryder, Kraft, checking in from Dauphin. Thank you. So that's coming up, an article about that, a little mix-up with those people. There's a great column right now, if you're into sports. A lot of sports happening this week. Joe Gilloway did a column on private schools versus public schools when it comes to athletics. Check that out. That's up there now. We're going to be having the part 2 of the Singer family basketball story. Will be a video that's showing up. There's going to be a Lady Rams Hoops weekly wrap-up show this Thursday. That'll be live. And you'll probably start seeing some baseball and lacrosse coverage, Central Dauphin Rams baseball and lacrosse coverage showing up. Now, so that's what's coming. A lot of things coming down the line at Linglestown Gazette. All right, next up, and let's get some bumper music. Not bumper. This is not music, folks. This is not music, but some sound. Let's get some sound, if I can find it. Where is it at? Here it is. I'm supposed to be hearing something now. There we go. All right, it's watchdog time. Take a look at what's happening. Tonight, there's a school board meeting. School board, and here's what they're going to be doing, taking a look at their agenda. They meet, I believe it's at 7 o'clock in the lecture hall at Central Dauphin East High School. Central Dauphin East High School. And they start out with the flag salute. We don't need to mention that. Let's move on down the line. Student speaker, what is that? There's going to be a Central Dauphin East High School student, Arzu Khan. Arzu Khan's going to be the student speaker tonight. There's going to be an update on a borrowing that I've talked about. They were going out I think just last week, sold bonds and raised something like $25 million for a new school in West Hanover Township, along with some money for security updates. And that's one I would like to work on if I can find time. I'm still working a full-time job. It's difficult to do it. I want to find out what the $8 million in security money for security updates is going toward. That's something that needs to be reported at some point. There's going to be a discussion of a draft comprehensive plan for the school district. Let's see what else here, I think. And it looks like everything else is pretty much plain Jane. So the big things we're picking up on is discussion on the borrowing of $25 million. Let me see what this is. This is what I like about these. This is what I like about these agendas. It has, the agenda item is RRR update. RRR. What is that? I have no idea. And then when you go and look at the agenda item details, it says Dr. Carol Johnson will provide an RRR update. Does anyone know what RRR is? I have no idea. I have no idea what that is. But that's an interesting way of doing an agenda. Oh, we'll get it right yet. I mean, I'd like to know what that is. And you have to either, the school board meetings are streamed on, if you go to the website and you look up the school board area, you'll be able to find where they stream the meetings live. And then they have recorded versions of it afterwards. So you always get a look at it. And I hate that sound. That means this show is over, folks. Maybe it's a good thing it's over. The more you talk, the more, sorry, Daisy, the more you talk, the more you get yourself in trouble. So let's shut this show down. Look for us tomorrow on the Gazette Morning Update. I'm always happy to bring it to you, bring you the news that you can get nowhere else, folks. This is it. I once again like to thank Consolidated Insurance Services, our big sponsor, along with Pennsylvania House candidates Eric Epstein and Adam Klein. See you tomorrow. Bill Bostic checking out. See you tomorrow here.